Hello. In this short video, I want to take a look at what was included within the 1.1.0 release of Cake.Recipe. So let's jump in. So in the release notes, we'll see that a new feature has been added, which is to support the ability to push to GitHub package repository. So for those of you that don't know, GitHub now has the concept of a packages repository. So if you want to package your NuGet packages and publish them to a repository under GitHub, that's absolutely possible. However, it's slightly different from how you would maybe typically publish a NuGet package, which was normally it's just done with an API token. Now that doesn't work when you're pushing to the GitHub package repository. So instead, you have to publish it with a username and password. So what we did within this release was to enable that functionality. Now it's done within Cake.Recipe in a little bit of a hokey way, for want of a better word. Now, this will be rectified in a future major version release of Cake.Recipe, but for now, this is what we have. So as per the issue, what we've done is we have allowed for GitHub package repository to be used as an alternative to MyGet. So within Cake.Recipe, we have the concept of doing a final release, and that final release at the minute ships to NuGet. We have the concept though of doing an interim release to some sort of nightly build source. Now, historically, we've always used MyGet for that, but if you wanted to use GitHub package repository as an alternative to MyGet, then this is where this feature comes into play. So what we essentially have to do here is, if we look at the pull request that was put in play, then rather than using an API key to publish to the MyGet feed, what we have to do instead is we have to first set up a NuGet source using the username and password. So this is just done within there's a Cake alias for obviously adding a NuGet source, and we can call that with the settings here. So all we're doing is we're setting up a NuGet source settings with the username and password that we've established, and then once that's done, we can then run a NuGet push. So the distinction here is that for pushing to MyGet, it will use the normal API key, but if you want to publish to GitHub package repository, it will require setting the username and password. So this is where it gets the waters get muddied a little bit, because we don't, within Cake.Recipe at the minute, we don't have the concept of publishing to a distinct source. We've got this thing called publishing to MyGet, because at the time when we created Cake.Recipe, it was sort of assumed that that's always where you were going to put your pre-release packages to. Now, in today's world, since Cake.Recipe has kind of moved on a little bit, that's not the case anymore. This was really just to get this working in the 1.0 or 1.x releases of Cake.Recipe, because in the 2.x branch, we are working towards a concept of actually having multiple package destinations for pre-release packages and multiple source destinations for release packages. So this is a little bit of a workaround, but it gets us to where we need to be. The one thing that you will need to change is there is a new parameter which is should publish to MyGet with API key. So again, it's a little bit twisted in the sense that we're not actually publishing to MyGet, we are publishing to GitHub package repository, but that's the workaround at the minute. So if you got to the end of this video and it all makes sense, you can now, within this 1.1.0 release of Cake.Recipe, publish a pre-release package with Cake.Recipe to GitHub package repository. Any questions about this, feel free to reach out. I'm Get13 on Twitter, or if you have any questions, feel free to create an issue up here on the issues section of the repository. Thank you very much.